It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up with the San Francisco 49ers. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. Fielded just outside the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Well, this defense for the Niners, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Now Allen. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders fly into the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Allen. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
3rd and inches, they just hand it to the big battering ram there. That's football 101, isn't it? That's bread and butter. Turn around and hand it to the big fella and let him get forward for a first down.
This is a draw play. Allen gives to Singletary. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And now they'll throw with Allen. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Jeremy Chinn picks it off. And the Niners are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder, because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down. Kyle Shanahan's made the decision. They're going on 4th down. They're going for it. It's Murray. Able to find Isabella. And he's got Rome. Touchdown. Andy Isabella, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Niners have taken the early lead. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
56.
On the give, this is Singletary. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
To the air, Allen. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play that time on the catch and run. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Allen. Allen hit. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. The 40. Past the 20. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. Big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From the 6. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it. When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Singletary here running out of the gun. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. Now Allen. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And this offense on 3rd down today, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 5. Allen now looks to throw. Going deep for Diggs. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
The scoreboard tells the story for them, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
No move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They do go for it. Here's Allen. That's to his running back, complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
They'll run on first down. Singletary. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll run out of the gun with Singletary. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
I know flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield. Picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing now is Allen. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Tackled by A.J. Epinesa. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll try the left side with Taylor. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up.
Big Ace.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On 2nd down, it's Hines, and he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Working with a 2nd and 3. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 46 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Well, this is the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Runs like that might get him another award.
Yeah, thunderbolt right out of the gate, huh? How about that, hitting the defense hard early? And, of course, carrying the momentum from last week into this week's game.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, we're looking at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. On 2nd down, right back to Hines. And across the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Nyheim Hines. with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Santos now to add the PAT. And it is now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. But they find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Yeah, can he put it aside? Let's find out. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Throwing is Allen on third. It's complete to Diggs. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now another timeout called for by the offense as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And he will find his man on the outside. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Now it's 2nd and 9.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Hey, home. Shift.
From the gun, it's Allen. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. 24 is the mic.
Allen off the play fake. He'll buy some time right. And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Jeremy Chinn picks it off. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they get the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Swim.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Man open, that's Henry Ruggs. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Hey.
On first down, Hines. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They run again with Hines. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49. A gain of just 2. On third down, it's Hines, and he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
Omaha.
To throw, it's Murray. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. And that penalty will move the ball to the 1-yard line.
So difficult to cover a fade route, and you're talking about into the end zone, and sometimes you panic a little as a defender, and the offensive guys are really smart. Sometimes they jump back into you and create the contact.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great effort there, with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it is 28-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
From the 27, Allen. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 42. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. The struggles continue here offensively. Still nothing for him on the scoreboard, and now an interception.
Yeah, the offense looks extremely sluggish, not really in sync at all. Dare I say, it looks like it got left behind in customs.
Oh, you've had that in your back pocket. You were waiting for that.
Probably should have left it in my back pocket, too.
Well played. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now it's Hines. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Take 4. Omaha.
Running left, Taylor. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Big Ace open.
On 3rd down, it's Hines. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Well, big plays have been the story so far into this 3rd quarter, and they have really been running wild this whole ball game, and there's another example right there on the touchdown run.
And their execution has been exceptional, especially for a team that's played with great pace. They've controlled the tempo, played how they've wanted to, and they're having their way right now.
Santos with the extra point, and that makes this 35-0 now. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Singletary again. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 54 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. And sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10". Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Allen gonna throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for this with Singletary. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. On first down, they stick with Singletary. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Every day, any day. 24 is the mark.
To throw, it's Allen. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Here's Allen to throw it. And Diggs has it. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 19.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. 1st and 10 at the 19. On the handoff, it's Singletary. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On 2nd and 9, Allen. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They run here with Singletary. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Devin Singletary, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Black Knights are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway as they try to finish things off in this 4th quarter. And that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Who you got?
Check 25, check 25, check 43. Check the backer, check the backer. Check 24, check 24.
On the counter, it's Taylor. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Again, it's Taylor. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 4. On 3rd down, it's Taylor. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 72 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
The tackle made at the 47-yard line. A gain of 11 on the play. First down, 49ers.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Let's go. Let's do this.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. And now a fumble. The ball's out.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by the offense.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Slam, slam, slam.
I know sauce.
Big Ed. Back. Tight up.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Hey,
Check 31. Check 31. Slam, slam.
Omaha.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Shrugs him off. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now the point after try for Santos. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Makes the score Niners 42, Black Knights 7. Cairo Santos set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 20.